Path of Exile 1's 3.19 expansion, Lake of Kalandra, was announced in full yesterday. Succinctly, it was an astounding announcement. For those of us interested in this ARPG's lore especially, this expansion appears to have all we've been yearning for and more. Greetings and well met, fellow exiles. This is Talkative Try. Today we're briefly discussing Lake of Kalandra and what will and might be in Path of Exile's latest expansion. Primarily, we're looking at any lore implications, with some gameplay speckled in at the end. Let's take a quick dive. After exploring all the information GGG offered us about Lake of Kalandra, it appears there are two bulky buckets of lore entering the game in this expansion. A story about Kalandra and her domain, a lake of immense magical might, and numerous tales about the lives of our forsaken masters before they began working with us. During the announcement livestream, Chris Wilson remained tight-lipped about the lore and story surrounding Lake of Kalandra. He said he would like the players to discover everything for themselves in-game, which is respectable. I did go through the announcement page to look for more details and found a few in this particular point. Quote, "In the Kalandra Challenge League, you'll travel to the mirrored lake that granted Kalandra her powers of duplication. The lake manifests reflections of Rayclast itself, which emerge from its misty surface as you approach. Fight through these dangerous encounters to uncover Kalandra's mysteries and earn true power." End quote. Here we have confirmation the lake granted Kalandra her powers of duplication. The lake creates mirrors of the continent Rayclast, and will uncover at least some of the mysteries surrounding Kalandra throughout the course of this expansion's story. While it's not confirmed Kalandra is the winged entity we see in this expansion's trailer, odds are it is. I don't think this is a representative of Kalandra, but Kalandra herself, and in some way will at least be interacting with her. From the dialogue in the trailer, she seems to be welcoming us to her lake. At least initially, I think our relationship with her will be benign. However, as we progress through the endgame, I theorize there will be a battle with Kalandra or a mirrored evil version of her. Chris Wilson mentioned a very rare and challenging encounter, giving us the ability to mirror and alter one of our own jewelry pieces. This must be the fight with Kalandra, or her dark reflection. This is further supported by a specific moment in the trailer when Kalandra speaks of reflections and soars into the air, without a shadow, overtop the shimmering lake. Odd, right? Overall, I have high hopes for the potential lore being dished out in Lake of Kalandra, about Kalandra specifically. She's a mysterious creature, and PoE usually does dark and mysterious stories well. Outside of Kalandra, the other big bucket of lore appears to be coming in the form of Atlas Memories, this expansion's addition to the Path of Exile endgame. Atlas Memories are new items we can use to alter the Atlas, imbuing it with the memories of 4 masters we work with: Kirak, Elva, Einhar, and Nico. These memories are extraordinary, difficult versions of past League content lost within the minds of each of these masters. The memories affect a set path of maps, becoming more and more difficult with each map. For example, maps along the path might have a giant breach across them, or portals to the world of the mysterious Harbingers. Alongside this new form of endgame alteration, each of the NPCs mentioned above gains dialogue related to the memory. Nico might talk about how he encountered these massive breaches. Kirak might explain why the moment he found the Harbinger portals changed him as a person. Overall, these memories appear to be providing more on the backgrounds of each of these exiles, which is a welcome addition. Of everyone, I'm most interested in learning more about Kirak and Elva, as those two are the most mysterious and potentially interesting of the batch. Nico and Einhar, well, they're both a bit mad. During the Q&A with Ziggy D, Chris Wilson mentioned this system is intentionally modular, so it can be expanded to other NPCs in the future. I'm curious to see how this could be expanded. Right now it's only with characters we can speak to, but maybe we could see memories of other characters too in the future. Whispers from Malachi, Doriani, Atziri, Cirrus, and other characters could be incredible and interesting. This is a great opportunity for GGG to expand the stories of the characters we know and love while providing players a chance to experience juiced League mechanics without opting into it with their Atlas passive skill tree. An elegant addition. I'm no Path of Exile expert. I read a lot of community posts, watch creator videos, tinker around with builds, and aim to build a character capable of completing 36 to 40 challenges per league. I love battling bosses and at least attempting all forms of content blind, whether it's Uber Eater of Worlds, Wave 30 Simulacrum, or crafting a couple respectable items each expansion. All that being said, prefaced with the fact I am no expert, but I am deeply invested, the opinions of novices like myself are sometimes worthwhile in communities the size of ours. So, what's my opinion of the Lake of Kalandra expansion, gameplay-wise? The League looks excellent. The mechanic is original and gives us new areas to explore and create ourselves, with a crafting option capable of building some of the most powerful jewelry in the game. There's likely a new endgame boss, either Kalandra or a dark reflection of herself. New bosses are always welcome. I'm thinking she'll be inspired by Veritania, given the similarity in appearance. Many of the new and rebalanced uniques are interesting. The swap from Exalts as the primary trade currency to Divines now becoming staple will shake up both Trade League and metacrafting in SSF. As a trade player, I'm anxious as to how this will affect the game since there are very few sources of Divine Orbs. Villa farming time, perhaps? The new harvest is an elegant solution to a problem that should have only existed during the League when we managed our own garden. Now we can go in, fight some badass glowy monsters, and leave for crafting for a later point in our hideout. No longer shall our mapping be interrupted by long sessions sorting through our stash, finding the perfect bases, and re-rolling over and over. It's far more fluid, like most of the recent League mechanics in Path of Exile. This is a good direction. Arch Nemesis appears improved, with some new rewards and improved FPS coming with it. I'm glad we're continuing the journey toward PoE 2 with less monsters and more meaningful engagements outside of boss battles. Beyond now uses Scourge demons and mechanics, which is exactly what I laid out a while ago. I'm so glad those models, compelling abilities, and currencies aren't going to waste anymore. Did I mention the bosses? Absolute beasts, all three are. Now we need the music and tile set from Scourge League back in the game too. As mentioned, I'm hyped for the possibilities behind Atlas Memories. Overall, Kalandra League looks great. A final piece of my thoughts. Don't go on the primary PoE subreddit, or you should take what's said there lightly. People are extremely negative and jaded about everything PoE related. Many even completely make up or misinterpret statements by GGG and others, spreading both disinformation and misinformation that others skim and upvote. It's terribly sad. Either stay away from it during League launch and go to Path of Exile builds, which sadly exclusively looks at builds and not the game as a whole, or understand that many players there hyperbolize a lot of their feelings about the game. I'm quite excited for Path of Exile 3.19, Future Leagues, and ExileCon 2, which hits July 29th and 30th, 2023. Are you? Thanks for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, go ahead and like the video, subscribe with the sub-notification bell on for more content, and drop a comment below. What mysteries shall be solved in Kalandra League, and what will we learn about our Exile allies? Are you excited for the expansion? Why or why not? Let me know. Farewell until the next video, fellow Exile.